Okay. Yes, I think we're good to go. Others will be joining us. So tonight, in the next 10-15 minutes, I would like to take you through a certain topic that's very, very important when we talk about business, which is the money management. Money management. Basically means how do we handle money? How do we handle money? Uh, I took this course or this program in different seminars or workshops that I'm able to present. I usually tell them the importance of managing money, especially if you are into a business, be it a small scale business or is a large scale business. You must understand money management. In fact, if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, if you have a spouse or you are married, okay, this topic is very, very essential. I've seen in different family, if you see family, 10 family today fighting, if you look at the source of the fight and believe 79 or 80% will be money. And I've seen a family, the husband and the wife, they both working, they are getting a good salary, but at the end of the month, they are struggling. They still have to knock at the Shylock doors to make the ends meet. The problem lies in how do we manage money. So it's very, very essential as an individual to understand, and as a business oriented to understand what simply means by managing our money. So I will take you through in the next 10-15 minutes, and I believe at the end of this tutorial tonight, you should be able to know where there is a linkage, in your finances and where you need to cover up. Okay, so let's kickstart. I believe others will be joining us as we progress. Okay. Um. So let's just start because of time. So the my introduction is that money management is the process of managing your personal and the family transaction of finance effectively to achieve a financial goals. Are we together? I'm simply says money management or ability to manage money is a process. That is why we don't condemn you when you say, I got my salary, but my salary got finished before the end of the month. No, I'm not going to blame you. If you say, you know what, my father gave me some money, even my spouse gave me some money last month, but it doesn't reach to the end of the month. I will not blame you, reason being that to manage a money is a formula, it's a process. So you have to apply the formula and you have to follow the process. I believe by the time we go more deeper, you started to see where the lapses are. Okay, so I'm introducing this program to you tonight that money management is a process of or ability of you managing your personal, because if you fail to manage your personal money, how will I be sure to commit my family money into your hand? Mhm. How do I sure that I can put in the community money into your pockets if you have failed to manage your own personal money? So money management starts from you, individual. Tell me, how do you manage your own money? Then I will tell you how successful you will be in the next 5 years. This is a very, very important topic when talking about business or individual managing personal money. We get there. Then then we can trust you with the family money, then we can trust you with the community money, then we can trust you with the state money, then we can trust you with the country money. Because I said, with good management, underline, with good management, we can ensure that our finance are healthy and stable with good management. Okay, so that's why we are saying tonight, let's quickly look at this. So I come across 3 objectives for you tonight on how to manage money. 3 objectives, and they are listed there. If you look at it on the board, there are several main objectives. People divine come up with different, but to me, I come with just 3 objectives on how possible we can manage our money. Number 1, I said manage expenses so that they do not exceed your income. Underline it. So in whatever business you are into, in whatever amount of salary you are receiving at the end of your 30 days, you should be cultivate an habit of how to manage your expenses so that your expenses do not override your income. I think we are getting it clear now. Because if your expenses start now growing over your income, there is a problem. And that is when you start now looking for the ends meet. That's why you start looking at the Shylock door. Because your expenses or your income cannot now cater for your expenses anymore. Your expenses is now greater than your income. In fact, my lecturer told me in university that if your expenses is greater than your income, there are 2 things that you need to do. 1 is that you find a supplement work that will add some income to you to level up, or you quit that job and look for another job. Because it simply means you're working from day 1 to 38th day does not supplement or pay your bills. So, in other words, what we are trying to say tonight in our first objective is that we should cultivate habits on how to manage our expenses so that it does not override our income. People will ask me, how do I do that? Yes, we are coming there. There are stages, there are steps that we need to take to arrive at this objective number 1. Then objective number 2, increase your saving for the future. Increase your saving. If I ask you now, how many of you have a saving, including me, how many of you have a saving for not for spending at the end of the year? So I'm saving for New Year, I'm saving for I'm saving for Christmas. I'm not talking about that. Or I'm saving for my school child. For the future. Do we have a separate saving that anything can happen tomorrow? Do you know one thing? You are the one that work to bring money. Imagine, God forbid, something happens to you today and you are unable to make that money again. How will your family survive? I usually tell those men that does not want their wife to go and work, you are the only engine that's working in this family. If you break down today, how will your family, your children survive? That is a very big question. How will they survive? So that is why we are saying you need to increase if you have never even attempted before. Somebody will tell me, no, me, I'm getting a small money. Yes, I know. Even from that small salary, you still have to save for future. This is a basic truth I'm telling you. Me, I'm giving you a practical oriented programs that you can apply today and you can get over it. So if you can do that, even from the little money you're receiving every month, you are still obligated to do what? To put a saving somewhere for the future, not for the Christmas, not for the New Year, not to buy a car, not to buy a house, just saving for the future. I sent some money to me. I sent some money home recently to my wife, and I said, you know what? Open an account. Put this money into a separate account. Now foresee what can happen in the next 2 or 3, 5 years. So I told her, you know what? Put this money in a separate account. Do not touch. So how many of us have this foresight that you will need to increase our saving for the future? That's our objective number 2. And we are going to see how we are going to reach this objective. Then the last objective that I come up with is reduce or and manage your debt wisely. May I repeat that again? If possible, if you cannot eliminate, then try to reduce or use a formula. That's a formula for managing debt. So if you want to live long, especially to the men, statistics have proved it that most of our men dies before they reach death. Statistics have really proved it throughout the world. In fact, in Africa, that most men die before their real death comes. And when they look at the reasons or the cause, one of the cause is health, the health management, and one of the second one is money management, money. The stress, the prayer from the family, from your spouse, from the wife, from the children, from the family, for your in-laws. So that's why the problem is. So these are the basic 3 objectives that we are going to lay down as our foundation as we learn this money management. So let's push forward a bit. I'm done with this form. Now, how will I now come up, or how will I solve this problem, or how better could I handle my money effectively? So let's come to the solution now. I've given you the objective. I've introduced you to the program. Now I want to give you a practical solution to these problems or to these money management issues. Are we together? So practical solution number 1 is create a budget. Create what? If you are writing it down, write it clearly and boldly. Create a what? A budget. You need a budget. Don't tell me, you know what? Me, I'm just working for my mother. I don't want to listen to that. All I know is that you are getting something at the end of the day or at the end of the week or month. Budgets on what you are receiving. Then the problem is somebody will say, what is a budget? A budget is just a simply showing what comes into your hands and what goes out of your hands. So now we want to safeguard our spending. So we want to know what comes to my hand at the end of the month and how much do I spend out at the end of the month. Remember, our objective number 1, we said what? That our expenses should not be what? Override our income. Are we together? So now, I'm giving you a practical solution. Number 1 is you need to create a budget. So a budget can be in form of a written form. You can take your notepad. It can be on your cell phone, your notepad. You can get an exercise book or a notebook and your pen at the beginning of every month. You see how much comes to my hand. You put it down. I'm receiving 5,000 rand as my salary. So I got it on the 26th, 27th, 28th. Then, how much do I spend on food, on accommodation, on transport? So you list them down. Does my expenses override my income? Okay, if it is, then there is need for me to supplement somewhere. So you need to budget for it. It helps you to safeguard your expenses. Not that you got the money today and tomorrow your girlfriend just call you, hey baby, where are you? Esther, hey baby, where are you? Let's go to Nando's. Let's go to KFC. Let's go to Zanzibar. Yes, because the money is there. I asked you the last time that if I give you $5,000 today, what comes to your mind? Oh, I seen many response. I've thrown this question to many people on different seminars, and I received different responses. People say, me, I will first go to KFC. Me, I will go and buy a car. Me, I will. People forget about investment. They only concentrate on spending. And that is typical Africa mentality. The moment the money comes to your hand like this, in fact, it's got to extend that your mind, your heart will be pumped. Boo, boo, boo. Why? Because there is money. In fact, let me trick you. Me, I know how this thing works. I've been there before, so I know how. So when a certain money comes to you, 2 or 3 things will happen to you immediately. Number one, your heart starts to be beat fast because you are like, you don't expect, either you don't expect that money or you are like, ish, 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 but the money is there. In fact, you feel like you are on top of, of the life. That's number 2. Then number 3 is that you will not be able to sleep, not because of the money, but you'll be calculating on how to spend it as from tomorrow. I'm talking about real money, man. I'm not talking about 1,500. I'm talking about real money. You'll be calculating now how to spend it. Can I buy that car I saw last time? Maybe I should go and check the garage to know how much is the car. No, I do the window shopping last time. No, I do a lay-by. I remember. Okay, let me go and finish that lay-by so that I can get that thing. Because the money is there. That's why I said in most of my seminars, I said money is a spirit. Money is a what? It's a spirit. So if you don't know how to handle a spirit, you don't know how to handle money. Because once it comes like this, it works throughout your body. In fact, we call this an impulse spending. In business, we call something called impulse, INPULSE, impulse spending. Spending that you don't know how to control it. It just comes. And at the end of the day, you see, from 10,000 now, get it to 2,000, 1,000. It's like, ish. Then the question is, ish, how do I spend this money? Maybe that is African magic. There's no African magic. It's you. So what I'm trying to tell you tonight is what? Create what? A budget. And I believe a wise man build his own house, but the foolish one scatter it by itself. So the first way to build your money, to build your own bank, is to what? To create a budget. And I believe tonight, as from tomorrow, before you even reach the end of the month, take a new paper, a new folder, a new notebook, put it together. What comes to your end and how do you spend it out? What remain, what go to savings, what go to future saving, what go to investment, put them down. So you need to create a budget. I believe this is clear to everyone. There's no any go about it. You just need a budget in order to control your money. Then number 2, I'm not gonna waste your time, don't worry. Number 2, saving and investment. Saving and investment. There is difference between saving and investment. It's one thing to save, it's another thing to invest. what we are brought up, or how we are trained or brought up in Africa. Our parents do not, like me, my parent doesn't tell me on how to invest, but they show us on how to spend. In fact, in our school, that's why I ate my accounting teacher when I was in the secondary school. Because this woman will come to our class every year and there, talk about figures. Then one day I just asked her, sorry mom, when are we going to be when are you going to be counting this money in the real life? Then she just sent me out of the class. Hey, you, out of my class. I also that's how I ate that accounting. Even up to today, I don't like that subject. Because I was like, every time we calculate, we do the credit side, the debit side, then we do the trial balance, we talk about figures. But these teachers or this lecturer, they are failing to tell us on how to get it in the real life. And that is a problem in Africa in general. So we count money on paper, but our teachers fail to show us on how to get it in real life. And that is why when this thing of social media comes, you see how our young boys are buying cars, buying houses. Some are saying education is a scam. Why? They're saying that in my country, I see there's one guy called Pella, very young guys of less than 20 years of age. They say he's the master of TikTok. Is the I don't know how they call it. He owned a TikTok. Is the first TikToker in Nigeria. With that, he has a lot of money. If he stream on TikTok in one day, he can get millions, billions of naira just to talk nonsense on TikTok. Not even an educational or any counseling, just nonsense. And laughing, then at the end of the 1 or 2 hours, they're getting billions of naira. So that's why those guys, they can come online and tell you that education is a scam. Why? Because they didn't see the essence of going back to school. It's not a university student. It's not even a college. It's not even finished the high school. And it's raising billions every week on TikTok. So tell me, how do you want to convince him now that you have to go and study degree in? He will tell you, hey, go away with your degree. this one alone is my own degree. What I'm trying to tell you tonight is that our parents, our culture, our background did not teach us on how to get those things. So when we are growing up now, we need to identify that we need savings and we need to invest. Okay? So I've told you now that you need to save for a longer period, like saving for future. We have a short time saving. And that's why even our banks, they are encouraging us to come and save so that we don't spend all at once. They call it what? A saving account. Another one, they call it a fixed deposit account. What are they trying to say? They are trying to encourage you that, you know what? Hey, today you are getting good money. Tomorrow anything can happen. You might not be able to continue getting this money again. Why can't you save what you have inside the saving account? Then when you have some big money coming in, why can't you just put in a fixed deposit where it continues growing maybe for 2, 3, 4, 5 years? And once you fix deposit, you are not allowed to touch that money, no matter what happened until the time lapse. So saving and investment is part of the way of managing our money. So as from tonight, as a business-oriented student, you should go back tonight and say, you know what? At the end of this month, when I got my salary, or at the end of this month, when my mom, my dad, or my brother give me that money they used to give me, I need to start saving. I need to do that what? Start saving. I ask my own children to, when I give you something, I expect you guys to save. And they did that. But there's some time when I don't have anything at all. that will come out of my boy. Hey, come here, give me 50 rand, give me 100 rand there. And it will just enter and give it to me. Then when I got it back, I'll return it back. So we must also train our children that ability to save. I told you the story of my mother when we were still young. He built a small box for us. They put small hole on top of it. So every time we have anybody give us the money, we go to that box, we drop it there. 1 rand, 2 rand, we drop it. At the end of the year, when they break the box, you'll be amazed how much money is inside that box. Let's train our children also on how to save. And you as the father, as the mother, you must also cultivate. It should be our daily habit to save. When any money comes to your hand, the next thing you first think of is saving, not spending. Are we together? Then, if you can cultivate habit of saving, it will gradually lead you to now to ask of investment. How do I invest? There are many banks that sell bond shares, but we don't know about it because we don't ask of it. Some of you didn't go to your bank. These things, they are very easy to buy. Imagine, here I am now, I have shares in Coca-Cola. I have shares in another bottle companies. I have shares in America. I have shares in Australia. And these are the country I've never set my foot on. But I bought the shares in those companies there. $100, $200. Just put it there. 5-10 years time and see how much the money is. But we don't ask. So tomorrow I expect you to go back to your bank, your local bank, and ask them, are there any companies selling shares this year? Ask them, they will tell you, and you'll be surprised that the money they are selling for the shares, that the money you can blow up in one day at the bar, on a good day with your friends. 2 bottles, 3 bottles, 4 bottles, before you know it, that money is enough to start buying some shares, some barn somewhere. Real estate, this is where the money is. Buying a small land, and after 10 years, the land have appreciated. The land you buy for 500 rand, in the next 10 years, you can sell it for 5 million. So let's start now thinking of saving and investment. They should be go hands in hands. Myself, I bought some land recently also. I just give them the money. I say, okay, just buy it there. Let's leave it there. Say, no, it's inside the bush. I don't mind. Just leave it. Let's leave it there. In the next 10-15 years, it's like you do some money ritual. So please, this is how you become rich, and this is how you properly manage your money. Saving for short time, for New Year, for buy shoes, then save again for the future. Then think of investment. Are we together? I will not take your time. I promise you, I'm about to finish. Money management. Then the last one, I think, I told you is managing debt. Some of you have passed through this street of debt many times. You just find yourself either knowing or knowing, you find yourself now, I'm owing somebody. Now you are in debt. Some, they don't know how they find themselves. Say, yes, now I'm owing this guy. Now I don't know how to pay this guy back. And I was telling someone, I think I told you guys last time, I said, I don't know how those Shylock people do their juju or this African magic. When you are going there to borrow money, it's very easy. And in fact, you guys will be laughing together. Hey, you've come back again. Yes, how are you? How you say, okay, how much do you want? It's easy. But to pay back, guluguluam, to pay back, you will suffer. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how the system is being wired. But you yourself, for those of you who have passed through that level, you understand better what I'm trying to say. To pay back becomes so difficult. And that is why I don't encourage people to go and borrow money. There are 3 things I don't encourage people to do. Number 1, borrow money. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, if possible, Just eliminate it from your mind. Like, oh, okay, I'll go and borrow 10,000, then I will pay it back. Then number two, lay-by. Lay-by. I know you women or girls, you are familiar to this. I have lay-by for that. Because the money they will sell that thing for you, if you take the cash to the market, you will buy it cheap. And when it's lay-by, they will times 3 or times 4. They know what they are doing. Then I purchase. For those who are buying something in the house, say, no, don't worry, just take for 5,000 rand. You can pay it for 24 years. 24 months. They have put you inside the bondage. Yes. I told you one of the things one of my formula is that anything I cannot buy twice, it means I can't buy it now. It's one of my formula, personally. Anything that I cannot buy twice, like now, then it simply means I'm not ready to buy it. So, what I'm trying to say is that we need to manage our debt. Debt is like a chronic disease. There's some disease that you can manage. Properly manage, you will live long, you will live your life like nobody business. If it's properly managed, and that is why we talk about debt. If you can manage debt properly, you'll be out of debt in no time. In fact, you'll be moving away from debt. And this debt management is a full course on its own. If I want to go deeper, I need to talk about formulas for managing debt here and there, but I will not do that tonight. So managing debt is very important. Prioritize paying off your debt with the highest interest rates. Consider refinancing to get lower interest rate and avoid adding new debt unnecessarily. You see, some people just continue put in the debt. Before you finish this one, another one comes in. So we need to know how to manage our debt effectively. And one of the formula for managing debt is always stand outside the debt, not inside. May I repeat that again? Stand outside the debt and not inside the debt. What do I mean? I simply means when you are standing outside the debt, it means I want to do a business of 5,000 rand, for instance, and I have 3,000 with me. So simply means I need an additional 2,000 rand to make it 5,000. So there's nothing difficult or special if I can go and borrow 2,000 to held to my 3,000 to make it 5,000 to do this business. That is standing outside the debt. Okay, listen carefully. But if you are standing inside the debt, it simply means you want to do a project of 5,000 and you have 0 rand in your pocket. So now you are now relying on the 5,000 you want to borrow to start that business. Are we together? So there is a difference now between standing outside the debt and standing inside the debt. This is the reason. Listen carefully. For if that business fails and you are inside the debt and the business failed, now listen to me. The stubbornness or the thing, it will hit you twice. It will hit you twice. But if you are standing outside the debt, if the business failed, it will just hit you once. You don't get it. So it will hit you once. Why? Because your own personal money is involved and you have higher part of the money than the one you borrow. So it will just hit you once. But imagine if you borrow the whole money for the business, it will hit you twice. That is why we normally encourage people when you come to financial management that always stand outside the debt. Do not ever stand inside the debt. So what I'm trying to tell you tonight is that debt is manageable. So you have to cut your expensive, Do not go back again to Shylock. I've been to the Shylock myself before. That thing is very difficult, man, to pay back. I've been there before. And the day I was saying bye-bye to them, I told them that I'll not come back to you guys again. Come what may be. I will manage my finances. I will never knock at your door again. For the last 3 or 4 years, I've never knocked the door again. So what I'm trying to tell you is that debt is manageable. Do you know that there are a lot of people who have killed themselves, commit suicide, just because they have a lot of debt on the neck? They are thinking, how will I survive this? But the good news to you tonight, if you have anybody around you, be it your father, your mother, your sister, your nephew, your friend, your colleagues at work, who you know they are in the real debt, just calm them down. The first thing I used to tell people in debt is that just accept that you are owing someone. That's the first thing. Is the reality. You have to accept it that I'm owing someone. And accept that I'm in debt. Then the second way now is how to work your way out of the debt. So you just take the system one after the other to move away from the debt. So simply means debt is manageable. Take your lower interest, avoid adding new debts. And all our women, please, let's encourage our men. Men are going through a lot today. If you have a boyfriend, you have your husband, they are going through a lot. So let us help them. So when it comes to debt management, don't look at it as a cause that, hey, this one is so unlucky. Every time, let's try on how to work along with them and we can successfully work it out together. Okay. Finally, I think I'm getting to the end. Let me see. Okay, finally, I think it's wise spending. That's my final topic for tonight. Wise spending. Just spend the money wisely. That's all. And how do I know a woman who is spending money wisely? I usually see them at the ShopRite or at the spa. A wise woman will come with a list of what she wanted to buy in the market. Then you'll be looking at the list, take it one after the other. Now that's the wise spending, man. That's wise spending. In fact, I've seen a woman in the supermarket where the daughter just ran to a certain thing. Hey, mom, I want this one. The mother said, no, that is not in my budget for today. I love that. I look at her and say, no, I love this woman, man. It's not in my budget. So no matter how cry, you can continue crying. I'm not going to buy it for you. No matter how cheap is this, it's not included in my budget for today. One of my sisters followed me to the market one day. He saw something. She thought I should be able to buy it anyway. Hey, brother, please, I love this. Please buy me this. I said, okay. I would have loved to do that, but it's not in my budget. I'm sorry. Let's check next month. Then she looked at me. What do I mean? This small thing. She said, yes, it's not in my budget. So how do you want me to spend something that is not inside my budget? I don't have money for it. She looked at me again like, do I really mean it? I said, yes. Then after we got back home, I need to sat her down and now tell her this kind of things that we need to budget for things at the beginning of the month. So no pressure from anybody can make me to go and do what is not in my budget. Even our government office, they allocate a certain money to state government, local government. And when you go there to do a project in your local government and you ask for money, they will tell you, sorry, sir, the money is not in our budget for this year. But you can submit your paper and check us next year. We try to fix the things inside our budget. That is it, because it's not in the budget. So if you can cultivate this habit of budgeting, that you know what, I can't spend more than this because I've budgeted for this. I'm telling you guys, this will make you to go far and it will secure your finance upfront. So why spending? Make sure you don't buy what you don't need to impress people you don't want. I see people normally buy things that they don't need just to impress. That I can buy it. If you can buy, I can also buy it. just impress people and you are spending the money unnecessarily. Who are you impressing? So while spending, it will also help us in our money management. So in conclusion, guys, managing finance requires discipline. Understand, you must ready to discipline yourself and careful planning with the right strategy, we can ensure that our finances are healthy and ready to face the future. Are we together? So finally, start now and make money management a part of your daily life. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me. I really appreciate you. Glad together. I think you have learned something today. If not for you, I think you can use it to assist your parent, assist your nephew, your husband, your spouse on how to diligently manage money effectively. Thank you, guys. So let me open door for there's any questions and or any comment from anyone. Yes, I will be glad to answer us. Thank you. Questions or comments? Money management. Any questions? Any comments? Okay, I think it's clear to everyone.